For young people in New York City, buying cigarettes will soon become a whole lot tougher. The New York City Council has approved raising the legal age for tobacco purchases from 18 to 21, the strictest law in the nation. The Citibank bike share program has become a popular means of transportation among New Yorkers in just a few months. Rides are fairly cheap, only $10 an hour. But with these docking stations only in the city's most prosperous neighborhoods, some question if lower-income New Yorkers are able to take full advantage of the program. Ellis Island opens on the 127th anniversary of the dedication of the Statue of Liberty. For many, the reopening of the island is a symbol of recovery after Sandy. Twitter is singing a happy tune after the social media company went public on the New York Stock Exchange. The stock shot up an incredible 73% in its first day of trading. Kanye West turns to fashion couture as he kicks off his Yeezus 50-city world tour. The multi-platinum recording artist and producer has always been known to have a strong interest in fashion design, designing clothes for his own label. Now, the always controversial singer is teaming with Mason Martin Margiela to design all the outfits he'll wear on tour, a collaboration that feels just like the right fit. One World Trade Center has been crowned the tallest building in the Americas, but for many, it represents so much more. The street artist known as Banksy has struck again. Residents of the Kensington section of Brooklyn awoke to an unexpected surprise. A Banksy mural was found painted on the wall outside of the Cove Brothers hardware store. Earlier this year, a federal judge ruled that the stop-and-frisk tactics of the New York City Police Department violated the constitutional rights of minorities. Police Commissioner Ray Kelly credits stop and frisk with helping to lower crime rates, including murder to historic lows. Police say a routine shoplifting investigation led to a much more disturbing discovery at this Victoria's Secret store on 34th Street in Manhattan. During a search of a bag carried by one of two suspected shoplifters, investigators found the body of a dead fetus that had been wrapped in plastic garbage bags and buried inside the bag. The teen carrying the bag, identified as 17-year-old Tiana Rodriguez, told police she gave birth to the baby at her home, but that the little boy was stillborn. At the Marcy Projects in Brooklyn, where Rodriguez lives with her mother and 2-year-old son, neighbors were stunned but expressed support for the teen.
I hope she didn't do it.
She's a nice young lady.
In spite of the incident, the store remained open for business. Many shoppers we spoke to were unaware of what had happened and expressed shock about the discovery.
You know, it's sad. It hurts because it's still a life that was born and now it's gone.
I have two daughters. The youngest one is 18. She would probably be terrified, but there's so many things you can do, you know, like leave it in a church, you know, go to the hospital and just say, I don't want it, which is not a good thing, you know, but it's better than doing this.
Rodriguez and the other teen were arrested on suspicion of shoplifting. They were later released without bail. However, once the medical examiner determines how the baby died, Rodriguez could be facing much more serious charges. This is Carla Usher in Manhattan. Exactly 1 year to the day when Superstorm Sandy washed ashore, Ellis Island is set to reopen to the public.
This is the history of America. It's a big part of New York.
The island has been closed since the storm because of heavy damage. Tourists from around the world stepped off ferries to visit an island that served as the gateway for millions of immigrants who arrived in the United States in the 19th and 20th centuries.
My father passed away about a month ago, so it was just kind of nice to trace the roots back to where he came through and, you know, just see where he first stepped foot on this country.
This is where people entered America. You know, this is where they came in and started their lives new and fresh. And it's just very emotional.
The historic National Monument was forced to close indefinitely after the storm's floodwaters caused major damage to the 28-acre island and its immigration museum.
Gut-wrenching. It was heartbreaking to see everything that had happened.
Ellis Island opens on the 127th anniversary of the dedication of the Statue of Liberty. For many, the reopening of the island is a symbol of recovery after Sandy.
Last year, the children were absolutely gutted they couldn't see it, so it's great to bring these guys over today.
Many of the museum's artifacts remain in storage, with repairs still ongoing. The museum will likely fully open to the public in the spring. This is Carla Usher reporting.